Hey,
Hey Phinees.
how's things going with
Oh,
you?
pretty good. How about yourself?
It's great. It feels like a summer day here in Virginia, and I'm loving it. I don't usually go outside for these things, but I felt like it's so festive and beautiful. I didn't want to
Yeah,
waste the sunlight, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, for sure. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought that you meant Pacific time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time.
Oh,
Is
okay,
that?
okay.
Yeah. Well, where are you? You're in Pacific. Where are you located again?
Ventura County,
Okay.
like
Oh yeah.
way out on the California coast there. Yeah.
Yeah, Oh, I love that place.
Oh, really?
Actually, when me and my wife got married, we went to Ventura Ranch and we stayed at the KOA there. Beautiful,
Oh, awesome.
beautiful.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh man, gotta
yeah. I
visit.
like it out
We
here.
gotta visit you guys on our 10th anniversary or something.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's so interesting. Like for those who don't know you, can you share a little bit about who you are and like how did you start on your music faith journey? Because I know people, I know a little bit who you are, but like for those who don't know who you are, how can you say like what I guess those elevator pitch like
Yeah,
who is Andy Grant like and what does he do?
yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I started to write songs around like 14, 15 years old. Um, when I started to play the guitar, actually, like I learned piano first as a kid. I started with piano, took some lessons, and then kind of got like a foundation of music theory
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. And that allowed me to. It sort of laid the foundation for me to be able to write songs because I sort of understood the structure of
Mm-hmm.
like how to generally write and things. So yeah, when I started to play guitar, I started to actually write because at the same time my parents were going through a divorce, so it was an outlet for me to be able to deal with that emotionally, kind of thing. So yeah, I
So this
started.
kind of inspired you. It really inspired you to your parents' divorce. Instead of it, kind of it's like an outlet for you to kind of express yourself in things that you couldn't really process, right?
Yeah, exactly, definitely. Yeah, it just helped me like deal with the whole situation, and yeah, definitely just like an outlet for sure. Um, so yeah, I started to write, and then I kind of got away from it in college because I was busy with schoolwork and everything. So I
I
would write when I
understand that.
could.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
but
I
it
understand that
definitely,
life. Yeah.
yeah, it became less frequent for sure. And then more recently, like within the past 5 years or 6 years, I've been more active, like gone back to
Mm-hmm.
it. And I'm trying to get more active this year. I have a song coming out next month that was delayed. I was going to release it this month in a few days here, but it got delayed because I'm actually trying a new platform where it's sort of like a almost like a crowd-funded approach where like
Yeah.
fans can invest in it, and
Oh,
then they get
nice.
yeah, and they get like royalties, like a piece of the royalties
Are
when
you doing
they.
what platform? Are you doing even or
It's called Avocado. Yeah,
avocado? Okay.
yeah, and it's like it hasn't like officially gone live. It's sort of like in a beta stage kind of thing, but yeah. So since they have like these, they call them campaigns where the fans can like raise money with you kind of thing, and then yeah, they get part of the royalties. And so yeah, I'm
That's
excited
great.
about that. But yeah,
So,
they're. Mhm.
so based off of everything you said, like, creating the space from dealing with that trauma of your separation of your parents, and I'm sorry, I understand because I've been through that myself,
Mm.
and mine was very weird because my dad was not really a Christian, so my mother, stayed in it, but the idea of actually um, experiencing that and then covering ourselves with like learning guitar because I play guitar as well, and then traveling and playing sports. So I understand the whole trajectory of figuring out. But like one thing I really noticed that despite all that, you were able to use that as a sense of resilience to then get in to invest in yourself, like finding a platform because there's other people like ourselves who do need that encouragement or inspiration. So like part of your songs, like what are the things that you sing about or you write about that you'd say that kind of relates to your audience? That what kind of audience that you're trying to appeal to?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just off the top of my head. Yeah, in general, I try to make things that are inspirational and faith based. So like that point back to the hope of Christ and everything, because I know it's something that we can all rely on, and it'll,
Yes.
no matter what, like he's gonna be faithful to us. So um yeah, so like I have a song called Give It All Away, where I'm talking about like basically just pouring out myself to, sorry, my dog's squeaking a toy in the back.
So,
um but yeah, like just pouring myself out to God, and basically giving him all of me, like not reserving anything, just letting him take the reins and steer my life. And then basically like any song I have, I try to approach with authenticity and just express exactly how I'm feeling.
like how difficult it is, because I definitely know with certain music aspects, in gospel music or Christian music, like what would you say defines authenticity? Because that word, I feel like, is a buzzword a lot of people
Yeah, for
use.
sure.
So like,
Yeah.
what does authenticity means to you in a way? Because for someone else it could mean being a little bit more conservative, like, or whatever, because I feel like it could go different ways. But how do you define that?
Yeah. Um, so for me, it's just I hate to use kind of a synonym, but like being real, like true to yourself, I
Hmm.
guess is the way that I would think of it. Like
Like unfiltered.
yeah, unfiltered, and just like kind of raw, like not putting on a certain face or something, just presenting yourself exactly how you are,
Like that,
kind of thing.
not pleasing
Yeah,
someone in the room to
yeah,
shut.
exactly, and sort of like presenting myself in a way that's untrue, like trying to contrive something.
Right.
Yeah.
So really, your journey is really, your authentic journey is really just coming out for yourself. Because I know it's very difficult than any artist, let alone for me, a producer. Even though I'm full faith, born saved, born again, and everything. But I work in a very dark industry, and a lot of
Mm.
my clients and artists, they aren't believers, and
Mm.
they trust me even despite of my difference of my lifestyle. They trust me with their artwork. What are some ways that you were able to kind of transition what you knew your life to a new, like, eternal life and the whole faith base? Like, how are you able to, like, pull that substance and relate it to someone who doesn't believe what you believe? Or how have you
Oh, I see. Yeah.
had those conversations before? Or
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to, I try to present things in a way that's, I think that's part of the reason why I don't, I guess, explicitly mention Jesus and things like that yet, because I'm trying to appeal to people that aren't as familiar or don't maybe have a relationship with him, or like are new on the journey or something.
Mhm.
Um, and so I'll try to present things in a way that's just like things that happen in life, and just like difficulties that anybody goes through, and then sort of pointing it back to God, but in like a more subtle approach, or like kind of just alluding to it, as opposed to being very direct about it. Like,
Right. Yeah, because you have those, because playing devil's advocate,
yeah,
no puns intended, but there's those people imperious of who will listen to those music, and explicitly they would criticize, Christians will criticize, okay, the approach, it's clean music, it's no cursing, but also has substance, because there's music even in pop that are what they consider crossovers, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
um, that doesn't mention it. But then you have also the people who are heavy into the faith, that explicitly need to hear that to feel validated, when really, if you look in the Bible,
mhm,
especially the Old Testament, it doesn't explicitly say Jesus, but it actually acknowledges the Spirit of God, the
yeah,
attributes, the principles. So,
right, right.
is there any things that you actually had experience in your faith walk that challenged you, that you had to overcome with that, like in terms of like your identity and knowing how to do that? Because it's a constant struggle, even for me as a
Yeah,
producer. Like, I'm
oh,
making
for
this
sure.
music, and like, how do you balance that?
Yeah, no, I would say that's actually a constant struggle for me. Um, just basically knowing how to. It's definitely a tricky thing to balance in general, because I'll want to. I don't want to like turn people off, I guess, so to speak, like from the music. Like, oh man, he's being certainly like don't want to like seem like goody two shoes or something like kind of thing. Like I know that can sometimes be a thing. Like people are like, oh, you're being Christian, so that means you have it all together, type thing, and you're like, you're presenting yourself in a way that's maybe they think it's inauthentic because it's like, oh, you're not really, nobody's like pure kind of thing, and so I don't want to like present that. I want to like show like the rough edges kind of thing, and then point to God like in spite of all that, like kind of thing, which it is a very tricky balancing act for sure.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and also to encourage you, brother. Like, and it's okay to speak the name of Jesus. It's okay to speak in the Spirit. You know why? Because we do not know what people are looking for, and you could explicitly say it in a way that encourages people. Yo, like point them to God, or like to put on your armor, or like giving them those conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's people who don't believe in that, but because they love your music, they're gonna support it. I have countless times where I remember I was in a band. I was in a Christian rock band
Mm-hmm.
um, called Broken Chains Band, and really dynamic. Back in 2012, we were on MTV, and
Wow.
we explicitly said the name of gospel.
Oh, that's
But
awesome.
it was so commercialized as far as the sound.
Yeah.
We was unapologetic, but we were edgy. But
Uh-huh.
I think it was more so of like a no second guess. Like you can't really, pinpoint in between. Just
Uh-huh.
want to encourage you, like you could do whatever you want, because people who really will rock with you, regardless of you're not saying anything against them, but you're encouraging them, they're gonna seek that, because there's a lot of people that I know who are
Mm-hmm.
atheists who still will listen to gospel music that explicitly say that, because it brings them to the Spirit. And the only reason why they didn't cross over is because they gotta go to they gotta kind of internalize and like work through their healing
Right.
and their process of actually knowing what it is to believe, and it takes the power of a testimony to do that.
Uh-huh.
Consistency, and only God can change people's lives. All you can
Yeah.
do is stay consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's very hard,
Yeah.
with that. So like, share with me, like, for those, what is your writing process like? Because I know you play guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you come with those ideas and be like, oh, this is a good idea? What is your workflow? Like, what do you use to
Yeah.
utilize to make your songs?
Yeah. It sort of varies every time, kind of thing. Like sometimes I'll just get inspiration that will like seemingly just pop out of my head, kind of thing. Like I know in the last interview I was talking about, I just woke up one day and like there was an idea in my head, and
Yeah,
I just kind
I
of,
know.
yeah, there was a certain melody and certain lyrics, and I was like, oh man, that's a cool foundation, and then I just wrote based on that. um it was sort of like a metaphor, like just an idea of like do what the firemen say, was like the kind of like mantra that was going in my head, and I was like, oh, I could make that like about Jesus and God, and like how if you follow what they say and the law and everything, and
That sounds like a cute dog right there.
yeah, 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 he's trying to get me to play.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, like basically it just very like sometimes ideas will just pop in my head, or like I'll just be writing chord progressions on the guitar, and then I guess it happens less like that now. Like I'll just come up with a melody, and then kind of go from there, like write chords around it, because I try to approach it to where I'm not doing anything that's like super generic, so to speak. Like I try to get more interesting chords going nowadays, like just to make the song more interesting and
Yeah.
yeah, less predictable, I
Right.
guess.
So, like, now, what is your? This is not even on my questions, but like, how are you able to take what you have and you created and collaborate with others? Because there's a safety net in doing that, but
Yeah,
obviously because certain people don't believe what you believe, but they are actually out to help you because they love the music. Like, how are you able to balance that? Because I'm in a situation where, hate to say it, I'm collaborating with people who don't believe in
yeah,
God,
yeah.
and they love what I'm doing
Uh-huh.
because it's different. I'm
Uh-huh.
unapologetic, but they love the fact that the process of collaboration allows someone else to learn something they haven't really learned.
Uh-huh.
How are you able to establish that safe space for people to
Mhm.
be themselves, and also still protect kind of like your testimony, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, have you ever been in that situation? Or like, can you
yeah,
explain like what? Yeah.
yeah. I have. I've been in like collab sessions where I don't necessarily know the beliefs of others, and
Oh,
so
and hard drive, right? Yeah,
yeah,
hard
with
drive.
hard
Yeah,
drive.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like I've uh I've been in those situations where, and I'll try to just I guess navigate it in a way where I'm just trying to be adaptable and just um I guess not like force my beliefs, but also like be true to myself, like you know stay, like I was saying before, authentic. But like yeah, that's tricky to navigate because
Because
yeah, you
you
don't
have
want
to,
to.
yeah, because you have to have boundaries. You have to
Yeah,
be like,
yeah,
hey, this is
exactly.
what I can do. This is what I can say. This is what
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Boundaries is
Uh-huh.
always great, as
Yeah.
far as artists, especially those who don't really know you, but they put something on your plate to like help advance your artistic creative. But then
Hmm.
it's like, wait, I'm not resonating with that. But
Yeah.
being able to articulate that and be like, hey, this is not what I resonate with.
Right, 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 right. Yeah, you don't want to like compromise your beliefs, but at the same time, uh, yeah, just staying true to yourself and not, yeah, having those boundaries for sure. Yeah.
So share with me, like, what are some ways that, like, do you have any routines that you do that you say that have helped you in your spiritual walk?
Oh, I try to pray as soon as I wake up, just for like, just general gratitude and just reflecting on basically how amazing it is to live, and just the fact that God is always there for us, and like you can just rely on Him. It's just an amazing thing. And, like throughout my day, I'll just like celebrate that, and I try to
It's
stay.
amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, I try to stay aware of like that. There's constant spiritual warfare going on, kind of thing. Like, um, I was just thinking about this on Sunday. I was doing the worship with the band, and they were kind of referring to that, like how often that's happening. Because I'll get down on myself and get in my own head, and he was talking about basically how like the enemy will use that against you, like
Yeah, the
any
enemy
sort
is
of
a accuser. God,
yeah.
like people don't realize God is not one to accuse self. There's a thing called self condemnation, and that's something that God gave us so much grace upon ourselves to receive that through love, because love that does have a condition to the point where God allows us to make our mistakes,
Hmm.
because He's not going to control us to not do it, because that's not
Yeah,
love.
yeah,
So
we still get free will.
it's a deep concept. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure,
So I
for sure.
understand.
Yeah.
So share with me a couple of questions. Share with me like what you're working on right now. Like what's something that you say like we're working on or about to release. Can you
Yeah,
share with it? Mhm.
sure. Yeah, so I have a song. The one that's coming out next month is called Overthinking, and the concept, it's all finished and everything. I'm just waiting to release it, but it's the
What are you
concept is,
waiting for?
yeah, right. Yeah, I was going to in a few days here, but yeah, it's really just that I'm trying to get that campaign going, and like I guess the app's not quite ready, so we kind of
I
pushed it off.
mean, the best thing to do, post on Threads, your process, LinkedIn,
True.
Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
Make sure you post videos of how to, like, even if it's like, here's how I made this song,
Yeah.
just posting it. And then uh, the best thing you could do is have an opt-in so people can get people's emails. And this is one of the things that we actually have on our platform in HVR that we're integrating, where people can go to your profile, whether they buy something or not, they can follow, and then you get their email.
Oh, cool.
Something you're going to roll out. Um, Definitely, because this is the creators economy, and it's very important.
Yeah.
And especially for a Christian artist, it's really easy to get kind of like feel like you're the underdog, but really like there's a whole influx of people searching for that kind of music
Hmm.
in different aspects. And yeah, you're doing just that, man. Like I really encourage you just keep doing that.
Thanks. Thanks.
So we're expecting sometime next month, right?
Yeah. Yes. So it's actually currently it's set for my birthday. It just so happens, like, which is the
Oh,
day of May. Yeah, May 31st there. So So I
Okay.
was like, oh, that works out. Like, but I'm trying to get other things ready too. Like, I have some other songs in the process, but yeah, overthinking is it's all about like just like existing in the world despite my faith in God. Like that is still hard in the world. It's like that balance of we don't live in a perfect world, obviously. Like it's very
Hmm.
broken here and everything. So
Hmm.
it's all about like having to deal with that.
Hmm.
Like even though I have my faith in God, which goes back to me trying to be authentic. Like I'm trying to say like the Christian life isn't an easy life. Like
Right.
it's not like everything just becomes all
It's
gravy.
actually getting harder and harder to be one, no
Yeah,
matter
it
what it
sure
is.
is.
You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it sure is. Yeah, you kind of become like a target of
But
um
it's kind of good though. You know why? It's good to be set apart. It's good to
yeah,
be.
absolutely.
It's good to be
Yeah.
different. It's good to really seek knowledge and wisdom,
Yeah.
and not have to. And you don't have to experience hurt and harm and trauma
Hmm.
to know what that's not for you. You know,
Yeah.
because people think that wisdom is actually experiencing the worst, but sometimes wisdom could be understanding and assessing. And you know what? That's not something that I would like to experience, but I could imagine how it is,
Uh-huh.
if I did, especially life choices or where to go or even who to be around and stuff like that. And it all comes part of your artistry.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna just keep us in touch on when that's happening. Any
Yeah,
marketing
definitely.
materials, just send us our way. We'd like to share and
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
like put it out there.
Sure.
But is there anything like, I guess let me do like a quick blitz. This is totally random. What's your favorite? What's your favorite cartoon?
Favorite cartoon comes to mind probably
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. Yeah.
What's your favorite meal?
Meal pizza.
Pizza. What is your favorite book to read? Bible and
Oh,
non-Bible.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say nowadays it's definitely the Bible. And I actually got a devotional too that kind of keeps me on
Share.
track.
What devotion are you reading?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so it's actually I have it nearby here. It's called Truth for Life. It's by an author named Alistair Begg.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it actually goes through like 365 for the whole year.
Wow.
Yeah, so
So
it helps.
consistency. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So each day like there's a message and then like a little verse in the Bible that he refers you to that supports the message, and yeah, that helps me stay consistent. And like he even talks about in there kind of what we were alluding to earlier. If you don't kind of eat that spiritual food, so to speak, every day, you're vulnerable to attack more.
Right.
So I try to keep that in mind. I'm like, man, it really is important to dive in every day.
Feed
Like,
that spirit, man. You
yeah,
don't want to
yeah,
starve it. Yeah, don't starve it.
totally.
And
Yeah.
then last question: what is something that what is some wisdom that you would like to share with other artists who may be in the 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 cusp of like either letting go of their faith and going on a different trajectory, or
Oh, let's
don't
see.
want to do music the way they want to do it because they're stuck? Like, what is something that you want to encourage other artists in the faith
Hmm.
to, what is something that you want to share with them? Because there's a lot of people who are actually Christians who are in the industry not doing faith-based
Hmm.
music, but also there's those who are doing faith-based music and don't see the interaction or the engagement or the support. Like, how would you encourage them? Like, any words of wisdom you can share with them?
Yeah. I would just say it's never a bad pursuit to be trying to spread awareness of the love of God through your music. Like I think that's in my opinion, it's a kind of like the most worthwhile pursuit you could possibly have. So like any bit of that, I think lean into if you have any sort of inclination to do so. Because I've done where it was just completely not faith based at all, and whether they're I just feel that it's much more worthwhile like to not to lean into the faith base, because if you're encouraging someone to go to God, like that's as worthwhile as you get, kind of thing. So yeah.
Right. It's very rewarding. And
Yeah.
also, you're not really alone. Sometimes it
Hmm.
just takes a little bit of consistency, maybe, you know, uh, just different mediums. Some people, if they don't do well in videos, they do, I don't know, podcasts, or they do
Hmm.
blogs. And then from there, because you have to just reach the audience that you know. And like part of HVR HVR stream, we're doing and facilitating that bridge, especially people of faith, creatives in faith. That's like the most needed thing to have, like that support and community. And yeah, this this eagle is trying to speak what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
awesome. To like in the
yeah,
nature there.
yeah, man. I would probably sample that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
But
that'd be
yeah,
a cool.
again,
Yeah.
thank you for your time. Seriously,
Oh yeah, yeah, it's
appreciate
great.
you. It's gonna be out. Overthinking.
Yeah.
May 31st on your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Please send us more information about that.
Yeah,
This
for
Andy
sure.
Grant support, and this is HVR stream. We're gonna be coming live. Hopefully, we're gonna be coming live maybe once a week or every other week, but we'll stay tuned. All right, and I'm gonna do like a short form content of this and share it to you. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you, Phineas.
All right.
Appreciate
No problem.
it.
All right.
All right, peace.